All right, go ahead.
Hold on, Jake Paul. When was the last time Jake Paul fought? Let's see.
He just fought some dude that looked like a GTA grunt. He looked like one of those GTA grunts you see.
How
Hey
long?
um,
man, watch where you going.
yeah. I don't think this. Honestly, I don't think it's for money. I think it's for like they said, clout. Because,
No,
no,
there's
because after a
What
while,
there's
what plot did he
there's
meet?
first of
Mike
all,
Tyson.
yeah, it's like he's good because Mike is good. And I just feel like they just do things for entertainment. There's times when people just do it just for the fuck of it. I think this is one of those things. It's just for the fuck of it. And
it's
I
not.
think, yeah,
That makes sense.
promise you, Mike is good. He got a podcast. He got. I think he still does endorsements. So and
Hella endorsements.
Hold on his podcast. When was the last time somebody was on it? Because I don't. The last thing I remember was when he used to have that little gay dude,
what little gay dude?
the one from Old Town Road.
No, now
Lil
Oh,
that
Nas
no, no,
X.
no, no.
was a while ago.
Is that? But you haven't. I haven't seen his podcast like compared to how Shannon Sharp podcast is like viral or nothing pops. Um, and Mike, yeah, he has a lot of money, but let's be honest, he's not as relevant as compared
Mm,
to like all these other kids.
What?
mm,
No. No.
mm,
Maybe
No.
Yeah,
No.
mm,
yeah,
mm.
No.
like
I
y'all have to
cannot
be
agree with that.
honest.
I
No.
can't agree with that.
That
I
is.
cannot agree with
If
that.
it's
That's
not as
egregious.
relevant, he wouldn't be doing a boxing match with Jake Paul. If he's not that, it's like
If someone has to say, oh, okay, we could either get Floyd Mayweather or Mike Tyson, who you think they picking?
Mike
And they
Tyson.
both paying the same. You paying the same price for either or.
either
Mike
or.
Tyson.
You're selling a fight. Either or. Mike
No,
Tyson.
I'm not saying a fight. I'm talking about just being like having that person stage presence out there. Who they picking? They're gonna pick Floyd Mayweather.
You, bruh.
Mm, mm-mm.
I don't agree.
just seriously underestimating
That's
Tyson.
like
I do
saying,
not
oh,
agree.
let's ask George Foreman to come out.
George Foreman is a boxer from the 70s
And still selling grills.
and still selling grills.
Yeah, y'all
Facts.
gotta stop lying. Them girls don't be selling like that
Okay,
anymore.
what?
That is so
Nigga, what?
disrespectful. You are
I mean, now we
disrespectful.
got air fryers. If George Foreman gonna switch to air fryers, then yeah. But
Bruh,
I
George
choose.
Foreman's making a killing. I'd buy one. You wouldn't buy one with Victoria Lane?
I
Them
used to have
burger, them burger grills.
Yeah, the George
Child,
Foreman. I
people
used to
are
have.
not buying
I
those
used to have
things
one.
like they did back in the days. Like I'm telling you, there's certain things like Logan Paul, Jake Paul. Their fan base is something different. They got a bunch of them little kids. This thing you may not agree, but it's the honest truth.
No, 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 no,
No,
no,
it's
no, no,
no.
no,
People still
no,
checking Mike Tyson.
no.
The fact that this is even being talked about is people just still checking for Mike Tyson. He's a recognizable face. He is one of the baddest men on the planet. Like there
White
was
people
a
love Mike Tyson too.
What was it? There was just a I think it was Shannon. He was just talking about it. Mike Tyson career was only 4 years long.
no,
And look
was
at
it
that.
Hmm.
yeah.
his boxing career?
Yeah. Then
No, it
after
wasn't. He was boxing since the '80s. What do you mean? He was Iron Mike in the '80s.
hold on.
He ain't stopped till what was it, late 90s, almost into the
Early
2000s?
No,
2000s,
'cause when did he go to jail?
in the mid '90s, like '92 or '93 or something like that.
It was 92, I believe.
It's like it wasn't 4 years. We people knew Mike Tyson in the '80s, where
Yeah.
he was Olympic. Matter of fact, he was in the Olympics. So Mike Tyson was, like I said, he was the baddest man on the planet for like a long time. Listen, where you know, Total fights. He's had 58 total fights, 50 wins, 6 losses, 2 no contests.
Because my thing is too with this fight is it's appealing to a shit ton of demographics. You feeling what I'm saying? Like it's a marketing, it's a genius marketing move.
Yeah,
Because Jake Paul and Logan Paul, they sell products. They sell shit.
Yeah, Mike Tyson debuted in '85, and I think he became a champion in '86.
1 year.
Yeah, the youngest. He was the youngest, youngest champion in the heavyweight division and all that.
That's so weird. So he went to prison in '92.
Yeah.
At the peak of his career. And then what happened when he came back? Because they're saying he was boxing until 2005, but
he came back. He fought Holyfield. He fought Lennox Lewis, and he fought a couple other people. I think it was like his last fight was like in the early mid
2005.
Yeah, mid 2000s. Yeah. So he had about a 20-year boxing career.
And that's a sport. A lot of cats don't stay more than 5.
Mike, yeah, because shoot, I remember people used to joke about catching the Mike Tyson because you knew he was going to knock him out in like 20 seconds or less. That's it. And of course, people are afraid of Mike Tyson. It's Mike Tyson.
You're supposed to be afraid of Mike Tyson. I'd look at you crazy if you told me you wasn't afraid of Mike Tyson.
Yeah, but when they go on his podcast, it's nothing entertaining.
Yes, it is.
People want clickbaits. These, first of all, it's not enough of our age watching. How many of y'all watch how many of Mike Tyson's podcast show?
I don't watch
it. Mike Tyson?
His podcast. How many episodes of it have you watched already?
I watched the one with Eminem. I watched the one with
I didn't even know he had which Eminem, like the rapper?
Yes, the rapper. Yeah. He has almost 1 million subscribers on his YouTube channel, the Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson. Because now he smokes weed and all that other stuff. So, and he's had people on there. Eminem.
Father, how many of his shows on his podcast did you watch?
I said I don't watch it at all.
Dion, how many on his podcast have you watched?
I haven't watched it.
That's what?
Okay. I haven't watched it either.
I don't know you. I could look. I'm pulling up his. Hold on. I mean, just because they don't watch it, is any of y'all interested in boxing like that for you to even?
I mean, I like boxing.
I like boxing, and then most of the times he's just smoking weed, but he has views on his channel. Hold on.
His podcast has went viral a few times too.
Yeah, his podcast went viral a couple, especially with Eminem. When he had Eminem on there.
I didn't even know he had Eminem on there.
Yeah, Eminem.
I know he has some of the celebrities on there, but to be honest, I don't watch his stuff. Like, but I know a lot of times when people go on there, they don't really act like they self.
There's because Mike Tyson. There's a couple people throw jokes in there. There's a couple people
because I remember
do stuff, but Mike at the same time, like you don't want to piss off Mike Tyson either.
Yeah, because that's what I remember. I think it was a clip. I never watched his stuff, but I remember Boosie was out there, and you know how Mike Tyson has one of his sons or daughter, whatever it is. One of them is transgender or something like that.
Yeah.
And I remember he went to go check Boosie about the fact that Boosie felt like Dwayne Wade shouldn't, chop his son's penis off because the son wanted to turn female.
Don't cut his dick off, dog.
Don't cut that boy dick off. Don't cut that boy.
You going too fucking far, dog.
And I was just like, so you brought him on the show just to check him.
He
about.
wasn't even going to bring it for what he said. He wasn't even going to bring it up. It was his trans daughter that that was coming in and checking him and all that other stuff.
I'm sorry.
It even threw Boozy off because I don't even think they was going to mention that.
Yeah, but the thing is, okay, if you have a trans daughter, whatever, and you know what Boosie said about it, why would you bring him on the show knowing that that would upset your daughter, right? Your trans daughter, right? Yeah, it's so you could bring him on there so you can check him. That's it. Like you can't tell me otherwise. If somebody irritates my family, why would I bring him on there? Why would you interview somebody that irritates your family member?
Put on a show.
But there was no show because it was just like Boosie was just standing there looking crazy. Like it was just like
maybe not for you, but other people did tune in and then
no, the clip went viral, but it looked crazy because it was just like, why did you bring Boosie on there? Like, oh my daughter, like she was so pissed about that. Well, half America agreed with Boosie.
Yeah, and Boosie sat there. He held his own. I watched it. I remember Boosie held his own. He didn't back down either.
But that's what I'm saying. A lot of people get on there and they can't even be themselves because it'd be like,
Boosie was himself. Boosie was himself.
That same energy he had with Vlad wasn't given over there.
Nah, Boosie held his own. I watched it. Boosie held his own.
The energy Boosie gives on Vlad TV interviews was not the same energy he was given on the Mike Tyson podcast.
Because you're not expecting to because Vlad Vlad kind of agrees with Boosie, and two, even if you're going having an opinion, I don't think he knew that he wasn't trying to upset nobody either. He was just trying to give him his opinion. But I still think Boosie held his own.
Boosie just existed in that damn thing. He was just counting his moments until he can leave out of there.
Yeah, but he didn't back down either. I remember I watched it. Boosie didn't back down either. So it's not like he just wanted to. He asked him questions, and he asked to me, Mike Tyson. He asked him actually like very sensible questions. But I mean, that's because I remember he was saying that, and everybody was wondering about Boosie's stance because that's when he went on Breakfast Club and like they was asking Boosie on the stance, and they had Flame Monroe on that one, and like. But Flame Monroe kind of like agreed with Boosie too, so it's just.
Well, Flame Monroe don't give a fuck.
Yeah, and I feel like Mike Tyson do that to everybody because even though Mike is a sweet guy, you still know there's Mike Tyson. It's like being in there with a lion. Sometimes it's just like I don't care how tame it is, how tame you say it is.
It's still a lion.
It's still a lion.
Yeah, I don't think. The math ain't nothing.
But
Mike Tyson going in the ring with Jake Paul, whatever brother it is, just don't. It's like for what? Like I don't know who's gonna get paid the most to lose. Because let's be honest, we all know the contract, the way it's set up for Floyd Mayweather. You get paid more to lose than you do to win with Floyd Mayweather. So I don't know how the contract is going to be set up for Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. So who's going to get paid more to lose versus who's going to get paid more to win?
I don't think that matters. I think they just care about entertaining.
The money
is.
Dude, Jake Paul look like he care about entertaining. He got a YouTube channel if he wants. He could use to
entertain. And he's promoting the fight as well.
And he already fights on a consistent basis and makes money.
Yeah, and people still don't take him seriously as a serious boxer. So
he hasn't up until this. He hasn't fought anybody, but then you can't even count this match with Tyson because there's a whole bunch of other weird ass stipulations behind the shit.
Yeah, I just don't want. I just don't want to see Jake Paul knock out Mike Tyson. That's just all I said. But
I mean, on
it's
top
gonna
of the
be.
fact that you playing,
It's going. I know
essentially
it's
pulling an
just going to
old
be.
man out of retirement.
I know it's going to be entertaining. I know it's going to bring people in, and I know that a lot of people is just going to put their money in there because I think Jake Paul having a punchable face, a lot of people want to see Jake Paul get knocked out.
I
You know
want to
what
see Tyson knock him out by complete accident.
I
I
think
want
people,
to see him just jab him, and then Jake Paul just collapse.
Mike Tyson.
because we all know there's levels to this shit. It's just like we all know that Jake Paul don't even deserve to be in the same ring as Mike Tyson, but
It's too much,
Lord,
man.
Lord behold, we're here now. So it's just like, just might as well just sit here and grab some popcorn and enjoy the show. That's the way I see it. Any last words before we move on to our next topic?
Mike Tyson is 57 years old.
And yet,
Yeah.
I still wouldn't
That's it?
want to be in a ring with him.
And Jake Paul is 27 years old.
And about to get
90s
knocked the
babies.
fuck out.
When did Muhammad Ali finally realize,
Muhammad Ali got ill, didn't he?
Yeah,
but
He suffered from
when was his
Parkinson's.
last?
if I'm correct, his last fight, no, it wasn't Larry Holmes, but it was like 2 fights after Larry Holmes. But when Larry Holmes whipped him, he knew that he ain't had that much left in him.
Yeah, he's smart. He knows.
But even Larry Holmes is like, that was a lose-lose situation. If I lose to the greatest. But if I win, everybody's
I beat the greatest. Yeah.
everybody gonna hate me for beating up the greatest. So he just took.
You shattered the illusion. They hate that you shattered the illusion.
Yeah.
All right.
Now we can't call him the greatest anymore. Because
He
he
was
lost. I'm like, that's a stupid mentality.
Everybody got that shelf life.
He was 38 years old when he did his last fight. What's his name? Floyd Mayweather.
That's about the time when people like stop boxing.
Floyd Mayweather is 47 years old.
Yeah, and Floyd Mayweather does exhibitions with people. Still.
No, Floyd Mayweather pays people to lose. Let's stop pretending like he's still.
I mean, the point of an exhibition ain't really to win the match.
It's to entertain. It's an exhibition.
Mm-hmm.
It's an exhibition. And plus, the people he fighting is nowhere near as skilled as Floyd.
Yeah, but they get paid more to lose than they do.
They're not going to beat Floyd either.
Again, the point of an exhibition is not to win the match. You're just there. You put on the gloves and the gear and shit. You dance around the ring for a little while. You collect a check. That's an exhibition.
I'm probably not gonna watch the fight, but it's just I'm like, I hope Mike Tyson don't end up injuring himself playing around with them little kids.
Trust me, they're not gonna do a lot. You're honestly overthinking it.
All right. On to the next topic. Father, you brought something up to me that the day before, and it was about a bunch of adult film stars all of a sudden just being abducted and winding up dead. Would you like to elaborate on that?
I don't even
know about the abducted part.
All I know is a whole bunch of them just started dying.
Like
suicide,
it's like 5 or 6 of them in the past, within the past 2 weeks.
I don't know if it's 2 weeks. I don't want to put it that far, but yeah, just a whole bunch of them. It's just back to back to back. Because the porn industry has a very dark side, and that has been evident since the 80s. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of them take drugs. A lot of them take drugs. A lot of them contract diseases. A lot of them do not have very good relationships with themselves. I should say.
Probably not their family members either.
I can't remember the name, but I know for a fact that one of the deaths was a suicide. A confirmed suicide
with a shotgun.
Damn.
Was her name
male or female?
He's
Cagney
female.
Lynn Carter.
These were all
I don't know.
female.
I
They
don't
were all
remember
female.
the names.
Was that because this one's like porn
I
star
honestly
Cagney
don't
Lynn
remember
Carter
the names.
died of apparent suicide at 36. And,
That's crazy. But I'm not that surprised. But turning up dead though, like a lot of them. That's crazy. Anybody got any theories?
It's not even theories. It's just it has a very dark side. It has a very dark history. And I also like think about what you're getting into in the porn industry. Not just porn, because take into account OnlyFans people that have autonomy, how they do their scenes, and they're the ones that are providing the content, right, in a decentralized platform. But the porn industry, where you have to perform, where you gotta sign contracts, where you gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like, bruh, it's a lot of shit that goes into it. It's not just two people having sex on camera. It's like a lot of shit going into it, right? And also, because think about how many scenes you gotta do, and you don't even like the nigga for it, or like the nigga says something real like mean to you, and then you gotta go ahead and do this scene with him. Like, that shit adds up. And also another thing too that you have to take into account is still stigmatized as fuck. The porn industry makes a lot of money, but bruh, it's very stigmatized. So it's taboo even. So even if there were instances where they wanted to speak out on abuse, who the fuck is gonna listen to them? You do porn, you deserve to die.
True.
Like.
That's true. That's how a lot of people feel about it. So yeah, if they speak of it, it's like
yeah, no one's gonna care. It's like that's the life you chose.
People are cruel like that.
Yep. I hope they find. Well, go ahead.
Y'all still talking about them dead porn stars? I mean,
I was about to say the one that recently died was labeled as a homicide, so I think they're going to investigate that as a homicide. The one that you showed me.
Are you talking about? I think it was like they said she was working since. Is it the
2014?
Yeah, and they're saying she was like 16 years old.
Yeah, she was
working
16,
for 10
16
years.
or 17.
So she been doing porn the whole time, or she was like, because they're saying she's like, I don't understand. How is porn stars on IMDb? So they like real life actors technically?
Yes, they're considered actors.
Yes.
They are.
There's a mattress actress.
Yes.
Like that ass, and a lot of them even do like B-rolls in movies.
Yeah, they do wikis.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Oh, so she might have been a kid star, like an actor.
Nah, she was.
Nah, it was straight porn.
She was straight mattress actress.
As a kid. So
Yeah, she died at.
But also material life, that's very common. Most girls are recruited at like 15, 16. That's very common. Because a lot of them lie about their age.
Megan Fox in sexy roles when she was 15.
Because a lot of them lie about their age to get into the industry.
Like they on porn, whatever porn sites, whatever they on, as kids.
Kids? Nah.
You know how something might have a title, teen girl blase, but this is a legit kid. Like,
yeah, it gets creepy.
Yeah. Like you said, some of them do lie about their age. So some of them say they're 16.
It's part of why if I do watch any of that, it's more the amateur type stuff. I don't do the industry shit like that.
yeah,
it's not very entertaining.
You know how like you seen like the whole what's that thing called? The guy from Subway and he had all those like little kid porns and stuff like that in his house that he
Talking about
was
Derek from
making.
Subway.
Yeah, the thing he was making, but I'm like this is a I don't know what the situation happened where her father, like her father is now I guess in her life, or I don't know the whole situation why he. But it's like at 16, what the hell was she going through in life?
Probably little brother being in her room. She's probably saying, "Get out my room." Uh, yeah, I don't know. People have different lives. Some people they live cozy lives. Some people they have traumatic lives. Some people they live abusive lives. I don't know. It's not much of a backstory. I just want to know, and this is probably on topic. It's just like at 18, you want to become an OnlyFans model. I never understood that part, but that's
Well, it's the same thing with kids that became strippers at 18.
the money was. What was it? What Lisa Ray said. The money was fast and it was easy.
I ain't gonna lie. I went to high school. Well, my senior year in high school, there was a girl who used to be a cheerleader. Well, she was a cheerleader. I'm not saying she used to be. I don't know. By the time I graduated, I don't know if she eventually just became a full blown um stripper. But in high school, I remember she went from being a regular high school child to also being a stripper. And I was just like, that's crazy. Like to me, that was wow.
Well, I knew a couple people from high school that turned strippers too. I was like, oh,
Oh well, would you look at that?
yeah, what you looking at? Couple of them walked into. Well, a couple of them got to dance from too. It was just like,
I used to go to high school with you.
That's when you know you really in a black school. Like I'm no offense to like black schools and everything, but for some
No,
odd reason, the caliber of like these kids' mentality at like 100, like a fully integrated black school. I mean, like the ratio of white to black be too slim. Like the white kids is non-existent, but they're there. They're just non-existent.
I don't want to be seen with these negros.
It'd be like it might be in the school you might have 30 white kids in a school of like 600, 700 kids.
Yeah,
And
that's why most of them, to your point, most of them black kids be beefing with the Hispanic kids. I've seen plenty of that.
yeah, you gonna have a
Yeah,
ton
I've
of
seen that
Hispanic
too.
kids. And the
oh yeah,
crazy thing,
especially
half
in our
the
school.
Hispanic kids don't speak no
Hmm.
Spanish. I'm just like, bro,
Like
you
niggas want to pick a fight with an MS-13. What the fuck's wrong? But
I went to a white school and the thought process of a kid being a stripper in a white school was just even being pregnant in high school in a white school was just like taboo. And then I went to a black school and there was pregnant girls all over the place. I was just like, wow, that's different.
hey, yo, class, remember our senior year when all them girls just popped up pregnant?
Oh yeah, I remember.
Or daycares
Yeah,
in
there
the
was.
school, that's different.
It was like at winter they was fucking. By the time it was spring, I knew like 10 women with fucking pregnant bellies. I said, where the fuck did this come from?
I was
Ew,
like,
you have
I'm,
sex.
I'm definitely in the black school.
Honestly, that's what made me not want to have sex in high school. I said, well,
Yo, same. You look crazy in high school pregnant. You look crazy. I'm sorry. You coming into class, all this shit is all normalized. I'm like, you're pregnant, nigga. The fuck?
I think, to be honest, I think I would be too embarrassed if I was to be pregnant in high school. Like that's just me. Now, some people they wasn't ashamed, they wasn't embarrassed and stuff, but me as a human being would have been too ashamed, too embarrassed to even continue to be in school pregnant. I probably would knowing me, I probably would have dropped out of school if that ever was the case for me.
Go get your GED.
I don't even think I would get my I don't know. I just don't think my life would ever be the same if I was to
I
have been
mean,
pregnant in
you're
high
about to have
school.
a kid. No, you're not. Life is not about to be the same.
No, I'm saying my thought process, the way I operated, the way I like looked at life, I would be too embarrassed from the beginning to the end. I couldn't even think about a GED. I probably would still be um I don't know. I can't even imagine like I just don't know exactly like what I would do. If I was to have a GED or would I still be working at some like low like McDonald's or some grocery store or like
You're
and
probably
I
gonna
know
be a manager at some point.
I be wondering about the people that be having like 6, 7 kids by the time they 27. So
mm,
you're like, God damn.
You know what? And then we wonder why human beings are so fucked up. They stay parents.
Yeah,
yeah,
you know what?
I was too afraid.
Man,
I overthink things. I'd be like, I just couldn't even imagine it. I don't know. Like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm not saying they didn't have no shame. They probably didn't, but it's just like when you was raised up like around. You see, me having Haitian moms, it was just not gonna happen. That was just not gonna cut it. Like you sleeping, think, oh, she was gonna be so pissed. I wouldn't. I till this day, I probably still wouldn't overhear it. Like pregnant, young, the whole family gonna hear about it. She gonna call everybody from every country, state to let them know that I'm a slut, I'm a
Damn.
hoe.
My daughter is a slut. She is a harlot.
Yeah, if you're young like that, oh, island parents, oh, nasty.
This is exactly why what you just said is exactly why when I say Africans, I just include Haitians. Because at this point,
You, you be
mentality
so
is just
ashamed,
about the
like you
same.
be embarrassed, like you wouldn't even. It's mm-mm. That's why I'm like, I don't even know. Like I can't even imagine. I was too afraid. Even though you had sex ed, the thought process was I would instantly get pregnant. It was instant. It's
Come
like
and
the
learn about
moment you
sex,
do it,
come out pregnant.
instantly pregnant. I don't care what they was teaching in sex ed. Instantly pregnant, instant STDs, sick, everything. You would have all of that just from trying it out.
Damn.
Dang, your mama got you super paranoid.
Oh, the island parents, they didn't play that because they
nigga,
gonna
all
embarrass you. They not gonna embarrass you a little bit.
yeah,
They gonna
everybody
build.
gonna
They
know.
gonna put a big shame on you, and then they gonna
Everybody
call your
gonna know.
family. And your family gonna add the extra shame because they gonna like, oh, this is what we raised you to be. Oh, okay.
They'll be like, don't be like her. This one, don't be like her.
Everybody around the town, people you don't even know, family members you never knew even heard about talking about you.
They're not gonna call you by your name. I promise you that.
Facts.
That's that look. Yeah. And
Little
then you can't
fast
hang around
ass.
your cousins because they're gonna be like, oh, if you hang up, that's not a good influence. Oh, she gonna make you be just as bad as she is because you the rotten one. Oh, they gonna make sure you know about yourself. There's not a day they're gonna let you down for it.
Oh, I'm sad. Pack your bags. And
Oh,
while you
they're
at it,
gonna kick you out and then they're gonna cry
call
about
a
you leaving for
cab.
real. Because they're
Cause
like,
you
where you gonna
busted.
go? Where you gonna go? Who you gonna go with?
Yeah,
What
you
you
look
gonna
like, I
do?
don't know, you the one kicking me out.
But it's not they really kick you out, but they kicking you out. So you just need to take in everything, all the disrespect, all the hurt, all the shame, all the embarrassment that they feeling. You just gotta take it all in and listen to it. But you can't really leave because you ain't got nowhere to go. And you're not about to be outside, so more people can know they created a child like you.
They created a child. Damn.
That is fucked up.
It's a weird thing. It's a psychology. It's like the psychology of like mess up your thought process in regards to like when it comes to island, because they have this high standard that's just unrealistic.
Oh no, yeah, I understand that.
Are you okay?
No, because I'm telling you, island parents, they're conservatives and you don't even realize it. They're very conservative. Like, it's weird. You gotta be an island kid to understand how
Yeah, but I also
conservative
feel
they
like
are.
you needed to get some shit off your chest because damn.
It just
She
come with the
just
territory.
told you she didn't even want to take sex ed because she felt like she was going to get pregnant.
Yeah,
No, I
like,
took
it come with the
sex ed.
territory.
Oh, I didn't take it as a joke. It was dead. I was dead serious taking that sex ed. The pictures had me done. I was like, yeah, that's it. You ain't gotta tell me twice. I guess guys was in sex ed just thinking it was a joke, but when them STDs, HIV pictures, and the things of how people was looking with all these things, there was nothing about it that screamed joke.
Them niggas fucked the next one.
Nah,
Or
man, they
like,
did not give a fuck.
Yeah, it was not me. I was like, hell no, y'all not about to kill me.
Nah, I relate material life because when I was that young, I used to think sex was like the most terrifying shit in the world because of my parents.
Uh-huh. And then also the TV, like the whole, I wouldn't even think about smoking. Man, the way they used to have them girls with those little tricolors that they damn throw. Man. I was like, yep, I'm done.
Yo, y'all remember Dave Chappelle's Sesame Street sex ed thing?
Yeah,
I do.
Oh yeah.
I don't.
I do. I know.
What was it?
That shit right there will scare people. We was talking about venereal diseases.
Yeah.
But the herpes, J, like, see you in a few months, Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
See you
I
in
don't
hell,
think so.
motherfuckers. I like it raw.
I don't think sex ed is really being taught, because if they was really being taught, every kid be walking around with a condom.
Oh no, it's being taught. Niggas just don't care.
And also, we have drag queen story time. So
Yeah. Yeah. Let a drag queen tell you the
they're gonna
story.
teach your kids how to respect the LGBTQ. That's the new sex ed.
Well, I guess now, since so many
That
people
does
live.
sound like that. They'd be more focused on that than anything. Sound like to me.
You ain't lying. Any last words before we move on to our final topic?
Don't fuck. Stop having sex. Otherwise, your dick gonna fall off.
That's
Don't
what
cut
they
that boy
used to
dick
say.
off.
That is so funny to think back in when you was in high school.
Your
People
penis
really
is
used to
gonna
say
have
that.
acne.
Yeah, how do you
Penis
feel
acne.
about inserting it into another man's butthole and it's gonna burn and burn and burn into eternal holy fire when you put it in another man's butthole?
That shit still makes me laugh to this day.
Ray disintegrated when I showed him that shit.
What that man? Boom.
Ray actually disintegrated.
I'm about to start crying now because this.
I'm done.
Okay. On to our final topic. Nelly said that his era of rap was like the 2000s. He said was the toughest era of rap to go to basically go big in, and it's because he's just like the slew of artists that was in that time, like your Eminems, your DMXs, your Ludacris's, and all those people that was going platinum.
Nah,
Do you agree or disagree?
I disagree.
I agree.
I agree.
What?
Just look at the names that you named, bro.
I mean, compare. Okay, I disagree somewhat compared to who he was up against in that time. Okay, that part I understand, but given exactly what the music industry was then, not even not now, but compared to when rap first started, if he thinks that he wouldn't survive when hip hop first became a thing.
I have to agree with Nelly. Half the guys that's in the industry now would have never even like
Bruh, nigga
seen the
would have been
day of
ran out.
light.
Would have been ran off.
Ran off. They wouldn't even. They would not even have been heard of. Like these guys can now go on to SoundCloud and put something out, and somebody hear it. They can get on TikTok, put something out, and somebody find out their existence. But the gatekeeping back then, like when we calculate the amount of artists that is now, let's be honest. Moneybag Yo got a record label. The man ain't been in the industry long enough to be getting a record label. Back in the days, it took the guys a long time to even get a record label under the label they was already in.
You couldn't even have your own shit. You was attached to another motherfucker.
Yeah. So you talking Moneybag Yo been in the industry. He been in the industry for a while, okay. But he only got popular during the pandemic because they was calling Biden Bag Yo, whatever they was calling him, and they was like, or but Biden Money Bag Yo, or whatever they was calling him, and they were always like, "Who's Moneybag?" And then the whole world knew who Moneybag was, but every hood nigga knew who Moneybag was because he was with Megan and blase. So it's like, but he has a record label. He had four guys under him. They all making millions. The baby, let's be honest, the baby probably wouldn't pop as fast as he did, and definitely wouldn't have been having a feature with Drake at the age he was at. Like you have to have somebody to get you in the door. And then after you got in the door long enough, then you got invited to be in the big, with the big leagues. These new guys, nobody invited them to the door. They just opened it up themselves. And some of them are popping, but some of them are flopping. Some of them died off. But they made a couple coins in between. But a lot of these guys, there was guys who've been rapping in the blocks, who've been doing ciphers, who's been on how many of those little things, the little battle rap, and still ain't never popped now once. It took them a long time. Like you had to craft your stuff to perfection to finally get in the industry. Like you talking about when you look at the legends, Nelly, Jay-Z, Nas, um, even Fat Joe, like all these people compared to like these guys now, they not lasting as long as all the other legends. The only problem with those other legends is they don't make music no more. It's not like, oh, they not good. It's just they just don't feel like they can compete with the whole social media era. Because back then the record label was having to put in the work to get you on TRL, 106 in Park, MTV, uh, all the places where music was out. The label had to know somebody or had to be put you out there. There's no place for them to put their music out. Now it's like you have to know social media. You have to put it out yourself. The labels ain't working as hard as they used to no more. Now it's like I sign you, you figure it out. If I need to, pay for some advertisement, I pay for some advertising. That's it. These labels lazy as hell.
Oh, they're definitely on the verge of dying off.
Hmm. Everybody about to be what is it called? Uh
Well, independent,
Independent.
yeah,
Everyone gonna be independent.
because that's where the money. That's where the money and everything else is at. Now,
Yeah.
that's
But
where Not just the money, because you know how the record labels screw people over, but also that creative freedom, because now you don't have so and so from a label over your shoulder. Oh, you can't say this, you can't do that in the video, blah blah blah. It's all in your hands.
What's the guy who did Panda Panda or what's that song?
Designer.
That's designer.
Let's be honest. Would Designer have ever became a celebrity? Like, what has anybody have ever known his music or him if social media wasn't popping by then?
He got on because he kind of sounded like Future.
Facts.
Yeah, but more
No,
than
no, no.
likely,
That's me agreeing with you.
no, I'm saying more than likely the label probably would have bought that song, even if they heard it somewhere or had somebody else that was popping. That's how they've been doing it for the longest. They would steal somebody else's song, buy it from them, and then have somebody who they like put it out. But I'm like, and well, he didn't last that long because I don't know why, but
They didn't market him great after Panda. That's the one thing that was
he had the Timmy Turner song.
yeah.
Well, man, probably high all the time, so I don't know. Um,
Yeah,
like,
don't get me wrong. Like Designer, he had some songs that I bopped with that I thought it was real good, but they never really put the market behind him.
I feel like
And
he to me he gives me the same energy of Kodak Black.
uh,
I'm
shit,
not. It's like I guess it's that drug energy. Like it's that
I don't know. I think something the hell wrong with Kodak Black.
they both be high on whatever they be eating and pills they popping and smoking.
I do that. You right. Don't get me wrong. You right. It's funny though. But
Because was it Kodak Black was sitting on an interview and made a song about I don't even know what it was, but it wasn't no it gave me some Timmy Turner type beat.
Timmy Turner with a bird.
But I'm just like
I, see-
there's a
I
lot of these artists and I'm just like, bro.
yeah, but people fuck with Kodak. I don't understand. I
Well,
never.
he makes good music. Like some of his music is definitely like, oh, okay, I see you. But I wouldn't expect it from him because when you look at him, he looked like he always stoned.
He is always stoned. Well, so
Like XXX.
I mean,
His music is different. Like you wouldn't even let's be honest, if it was the industry back then, they wouldn't even let him through. Because he does the type of music that they was letting through. So it's a lot of artists that would never have like Takashi 69. Like let's be honest, he probably would have never even made it out the door. You know why? He just doesn't fit the mold.
oh yeah, rainbow hair Spanish nigga with the
And
but
then going into the hip hop rap industry, like Machine Gun Kelly, they were gonna use him to replace Eminem.
that
Okay,
no.
that's understandable. But Takashi, who he replacing? They
Uh,
wouldn't let him through. That's just being realistic. There's a lot of people that would have never seen a day of light, especially in the era back then. It was like when you look at the guys, the type of hip hop, the rappers, they all had the same type of aesthetics. It was one of those like hood nigga rappers. A lot of the rappers nowadays are middle class rappers that hang out in the hood.
yeah. I would me personally, I would agree, but I would also say like I think there was other eras that it might have been tough then too, because especially like the '90s in general, like that's when a lot of music was getting produced, and especially when hip hop was on the rise, and like you 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 know what did Nelly say? He was like when he got out when he was debuting. Hold on. You got to understand, my era of music is tough eras in hip hop ever. When I put out songs, I had to go against DMX, Jay Z, Eminem, Lil Wayne, 50, Luda, all of us fighting for that one spot. So from like 99 to 2008, 10, that is his hardest era ever. I can understand that. I think 96 was a very hard era too. And a lot of people look at that as the golden era, especially since you had your Biggies, your Tupacs, your Method Mans, your Ray Pans, your Wu Tang Clans, your MC. Was it MC Light? I don't know. I know Missy Elliott was dropping
Mhm.
like Bone Thugs and Harmony. Like that was another. Just like I think there was eras in hip hop that was really good too. Like the early '90s, I think it was tough as well. But I'm not gonna hold them that from 2099 to 2010. That is a tough era too, because these people was going diamond.
Mhm.
Some of them went, 50 Cent went diamond twice. That's hard. Eminem going diamond. This is around people was actually they was going motherfucking platinum in a week. Like a lot of these artists went platinum. I don't know about DMX, but DMX was very everybody loved DMX. So I know Hov
DMX
went
8.
platinum. Yeah, yeah. I know Hov went platinum in a week. I know Eminem went platinum in a week. Lil Wayne definitely went platinum in a week. 50 Cent, he had the whole thing with Kim and Kanye, and like he that album ended up going platinum, but not in a week. But Kanye, Kanye was going platinum. Luda has a bunch of titles where he went platinum, and like to me,
Oh,
Ludacris
yeah.
has never had a bad album in my in his discography. But that's that's just my opinion. But
I,
he's not
I
far off.
don't
He's
think.
not. Go ahead, B.
No, I'm saying I don't think when Lil Wayne came out and he was at his peak. To be honest, Nelly wasn't competing with Lil Wayne. And he was. It was just like at this point, y'all was all competing for second place at this point because Lil Wayne was eating up the charts.
Around what point you talk about exactly that? What year?
Whenever the Carter dropped,
Yeah. I said when Lil Wayne was at his peak, like I mean, like
when the
at this
Carter
point, like
Peak Lil Wayne to me is Carter 2.
dropped, when the Carter dropped.
I'm telling you, it was like nonstop from like every. It was like every album was just that hot because he had the mixtapes. Well, a lot of artists, a lot of these new artists don't even understand what mixtapes look like. It's
Yeah.
like they got to get paid for everything. Like even Future, he was coming up when Future came out. He did free shows. Like he did a free tour where he went around and built his fan base. But I'm like, some of y'all artists couldn't even imagine doing a free worldwide tour to just to build a fan base. Because at that point, nobody really knew who Future was, other than he was messing around with Sierra, and he was doing the Trey song. I mean, not Trey, T Pain style of music. But he went on tour, and it was 100% free, and it was selling out. But I'm like, y'all new artists couldn't even imagine doing that. Some of y'all can't even imagine putting out a free mixtape.
Shoot, some mixtapes was better than albums.
It 10 times because they could say whatever they wanted, do whatever they wanted, put it out however they wanted to, and that's how most of them have fans because people could finally listen to music. Like a lot of people wasn't able to buy your albums. Half of them was broke as hell, but they could definitely download.
Oh yeah,
The
LimeWire was my best friend. LimeWire was my best friend.
I'm telling you, virused up your whole laptop computer virus full of viruses.
Mm-hmm.
Computer moving slow, pornos popping up.
You know what's funny? Like we're thinking of the people that did pop. What about the people that like had a run and then still didn't go nowhere? Like there's a bunch of classics that I know, like
Hit wonders.
Jaquan, Hurricane Chris, and Hurricane Chris had like a couple bangers
Hey,
too.
baby.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let
I
me see.
actually had that one album Hurricane Chris did, and I was expecting more out of him after that album. That shit was actually really good.
Yeah, Hurricane
Mhm.
Chris was really good. What Murphy Lee,
Oh
um,
yeah,
Lloyd Lloyd Banks is like the rest of G.
Chingy.
Yeah, Chingy,
Well,
except his
Chingy
second.
kind of got screwed over once that little transgender said Chingy be up in them things. No.
His second album was trash. Powerball it had to be one of the worst albums I fucking listened to. Though.
You shut
Murphy
that
Law. I don't
bop
know
up.
what happened. I don't know why Murphy Law just fell off. It just don't even make sense.
You
Like you
should
go
have.
from
They
being
didn't promote Murphy Lee like they were supposed to.
yeah, but you go from being like up
That
there.
was right, right. And then the sad part about that is he was basically Nelly's right hand.
We do it for
Yeah,
fun. We do it for fun.
Nah,
like
you should
you was
have
on
brought up the tribute
Atlanta,
shit though, because the
the
tribute shit
Atlanta
reminded me of
remix.
the Bobby Valentino shit.
Where you going, Bobby
Bobby, where you
Valentino?
going, Bobby?
Come back with my money, Bobby Valentino.
That was a
Oh
lot
yeah,
of
that
one
poor
hit
guy.
wonders.
Oh yeah, because there's a lot of them that yeah they got careers got cut short.
Very
Um, there's a whole joint on BET about it. I think it's called Untitled or some shit like that, or it's something like that. But I know a couple of them was like the label either fucked them up or like they just didn't really put that much money into them because
the whole making the band group. That was a one hit wonder.
it's funny because they interviewed Dylon and he was like he blamed Dave Chappelle.
Well, he should have blamed himself.
Yeah, he was on that show wilding.
Exactly.
I was about to say it's
It-
like because I don't know if y'all seen it. He was on the interview. He blamed Dave Chappelle for because he was just like anytime he put his music in, everybody was like, oh, that's the dude Dave Chappelle made fun of. And it's just like
you know what's so crazy though? I swear I thought he did say that.
it's an interview. He's just like,
No, no, I'm saying the whole Dave Chappelle when they said who's your top, like when they asked Dylon who's his top five rappers,
oh, the
and he said his
Dylon.
name 5 times. I swear I felt like he really did say that.
He said
Like
something close to that, like that. He felt like he was the best rapper alive or something like that.
making the band though, I felt like I don't know if he said it or if it's because of that whole Dave Chappelle skit and it just went so
Yep.
viral.
Right. That's what that was. How popular that skit was.
But because Dylon used to act like he was literally that mad in the group.
Yeah, he did. That's why fucking Diddy got rid of him.
And that's why Dave Chappelle made fun of him in the manner that he did.
Dylon would not really show up for a lot of shit. Like that, it was like I know that like Dave Chappelle skit is classic, but let's be real. Like anybody that watched the show, Dylon used to no show and all that other shit. Like Dylon ruined the fucking
There's
show.
a lot of every joke has a little bit of truth behind them.
Yeah.
Imagine this though. When we look back at making the band, and he had those guys walk all the way to whatever to go get their damn
That
Cheesecake,
they had
cake
to
or whatever
walk
it
it
was.
from Manhattan to fucking
Brooklyn.
man.
But imagine how many artists used to do shit like that just to get in the door.
I do not care if my job is online. I'm fading Diddy. I'm throwing the
But
first
at
punch.
that time, to
At that
get
time, I would have threw the first punch out of. That's just me though. That's just me.
The moment you ask me to do some shit like that, I'm not going to do nothing to get myself in trouble. But just know that is literally the last time you will ever fucking see me again.
yeah,
Now
but at
Ray
that
Ray would have
time,
went to go visit Biggie.
Look,
I
really,
thought, oh, go to Joyous to get you a cheesecake. Oh yeah, I got you.
No, the first thing, and you not there because the whole thing was like they walked to Brooklyn and back, and he wasn't there. I'm fading this nigga the first chance I see.
yeah, but that was just on Diddy show. But let's be honest, that was common back then. Because even when you look at the what's his name, Trump show, his like your fired show, whatever, he
Donald
had
Trump.
them doing crazy shit too.
The Apprentice.
The Apprentice, yeah, he had them doing wild, just out of control, unrealistic shenanigans to get that opportunity. Like, and let's look at what is they call the movie, Pursuit of Happiness. Like back then, people was really they was going above and beyond like that era to 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 even like for the opportunity people would just be wilding like people who used to sit in front of these like let's be honest like the whole Diddy when he got Usher with Usher the story of how him and Usher linked up and Usher had left home or whatever moved up to like one of the guys who was a tour manager, and that's how he ended up living with them or whatever to get in the industry. Man,
First of all, yeah, Diddy don't. I do not need Diddy telling no stories of anything like wrestling a nigga over some Fruit Loops or some shit like that. It's like
You funny as shit.
no,
I
I
mean,
I don't think Woody could tell that story, but
the jokes
Usher
don't
told
joke
his
about
own
themselves,
story.
man. Don't forget who we're talking about.
it was like him and Usher. It was like he told this story. It was like
Mm.
Usher looked embarrassed. I'm like, why the fuck are you telling him this story?
Usher should be embarrassed. He was like 13, 14 years old. Like, why was you eat? First of all, why did you leave home? That just doesn't even make sense to me. You left home to wait for a tour manager for him to finally get here so you can try and get in the game. You was living with them. So we saying, making the band, them walking to the Cheesecake Factory, whatever it was that they went to and back, was probably some of the smallest thing. That's probably the easiest thing they could have shown on TV compared to the real shit these guys would have to do to get in there.
Yeah, I couldn't be me. I'm sorry, couldn't be me.
I'm
But you,
fading
you
this.
didn't
And I
want
enjoyed it.
you,
And I enjoyed
but
the name.
you didn't want it that bad. If you wanted it that bad, them guys is
There's
doing some
nothing
things.
worth that.
Nah,
There,
because I'd have
there's
had to.
nothing worth that.
I'd have been like Tech Nine. I'm going independent. Even Tech Nine was going.
Nah, mm-mm.
Nah, Tech Nine.
That
Tech
the
Nine made
reason
no. Tech
why,
Nine made so much money going independent, and him and Master so did Master P and
yeah,
uh,
but the reason
Cash
why a
Money.
lot of these guys, like a lot of these guys, are now like some of them are real big time junkies. Um, they have some stories, some things. Them Diddy parties, them them Hollywood parties. The
Oh yeah,
don't stay past midnight or don't stay past dark or whatever. Like, or let's be honest, the actors they was getting in beds with these big time Hollywood so they can get seen in like certain films or good roles. Uh, if these kids wanted it that bad, they was willing to sacrifice some things so they can be at their top tier.
'Cause I don't know how bad you want it, but I would, thank God for people. Let's just say thank God for people like Master P. I'm not saying you wrong. If anything, you're 100% right because a lot of people probably did a lot of things that they are ashamed to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
That casted couch is a real fucking thing.
Who's it? What's his name? The guy who has Drink Champs.
Nori.
Um, Nora. He said there's like he said there was two doors. The reason why he never made it like, bigger was because he never wanted to like, you know, move to the next level.
He didn't want to get his butthole tickled.
Yeah. And he said that. He said, to get to the next, there was like, especially for certain rap, like to get to the next level, you have to do some things. And he was like, yeah, I'm good.
As he should.
You ain't never party before? You ain't never party. You ain't never party.
Bad boy.
Pep.
Take that. Take that.
Oh, shit.
No, I ain't taking nothing from Diddy.
Hey, TD Jakes, take that. Take
But
that.
Diddy's
but
not
then,
so the crazy thing is Diddy's not the only one that hosts parties.
yeah, I know. There's other people.
All of them be hosting because even Monique used to host some parties.
Yeah, all of them are some freaky deakies, and I want nothing to
Yeah.
do.
What's his name? Jamie Foxx used to host some parties. So they all used to host them parties. And just like Denzel said, it don't matter. You show up at the party, you just gotta leave before the party start the party. Cause you show up for the networking, but once the networking stop, you got to be out of there.
I can't talk to this one particular individual. I'm gonna have you one drink and I'm gonna leave.
Yeah.
That's how you gotta be about that shit.
Like what was it? The girl from oh, that's why I'm like, man, like these kids stars. Thank God Michael Jackson had his dad.
But
Because the
I don't
Jackson
know if I would
5 would
call
have
that.
got if they
oh,
ain't had no strong father like
you just reminded me of something. There's supposed to be a documentary of what the fuck went on in the Nickelodeon fucking show.
we know Nickelodeon. Because well, let's be honest,
Dan,
Nickelodeon had too many rapists. I mean, kid rapists that
little Dan,
literally,
yeah, my man Dan the Man Schneider. Dan before,
yeah, that worked for them. That was in
Yeah,
charge of. I
that's a
mean,
pretty
Damn
good
the
word.
Hyman Divider Schneider.
so Nickelodeon, Disney, like it was just pure pedophiles working there.
yeah. So that's I don't know when the document that one whenever it pops up I'm supposed to be in. I want to see that one.
Did he and he never came up with no type of charges or nothing? None of the wild shit that went
No,
on behind the
he's
scenes.
listed as a pedophile. They just still allowed him to work amongst kids, which is sickening.
I would like to say, as a representative of the illustrious feet niggas community, we do not claim that nigga.
Oh shit!
But that was the weird thing about how that was the weird thing about, there were certain people or certain things that it was just like, they was part of the gatekeeping crew. And you have to get through them.
Any last words before we move on to our final thoughts?
Bad boy.
In the words of Cat Williams, you have to say no um to keep that virgin booty hole.
Um, I, I think this is gonna sound real weird. I feel like when God forbid, if something happened to Orlando Brown, I feel like they're gonna try to study his brain to see what the fuck was wrong with him, because that man
Yeah,
don't.
drugs. That's it. That's it. But they need to study Orlando Brown.
That
Nigga
that,
do drugs.
that because it's something. I feel like they might find some in there. Orlando Brown is tripping. But
What did he do any? Did he do a saying he done shit recently or?
You're just talking about the usual. This person that fucked them, or or something like that. You just
Well,
I'm
recently,
not, I don't know. It's like we talking about all these like weirdos in Hollywood and make you wonder how much of the shit he be saying is true.
he not lying. We not questioning. We not saying he's lying. That doesn't stop the fact that he's high as hell. The nigga is a real life junkie. Like he homeless.
nah. He got Dizzy money. They still giving him this. He's because of that Death So Raven. He's still
Yeah, but
he's still eating
he
off of that.
yeah he's
It probably
married.
ain't but a couple of hundred dollars a month that they send his ass, but he still gets something for that shit.
Yeah, but he's still doing drugs. Like he's a functioning junkie.
Well, I guess as long as he functional.
Like compared to back in the days, like the type of crackheads, like I don't know if he do crack or what he do, but compared to like the old time crackheads, that man look healthy. He just, he just be high.
Well, let him be high. That's on him.
Hmm. So I'm like, why they need to open up his brain to see exactly? Yeah, it's drugs in there. That's all you gonna see is a whole lot of drugs.
Yeah, but even then, there's a whole lot of pain because there is a whole lot of pain that man is hiding. So that's what reason why I said I'm a victim of a why. I've always said that. Like I want to know why he just started acting like that. You know, because it didn't come from somewhere. It's like it's things we can assume and it's things we know, but I feel like there's also things that I feel like in the words of Samuel Jackson and the Boondocks, there are known knowns, there are known unknowns, and then there's unknowns unknowns.
Knowns, knowns, no knowns, knowns, knowns.
Yeah, so that's just me. I'm just a victim of a why.
Hmm.
But okay, and we are here. We are in our final thoughts, and I am going to start with Material Life. You go ahead, B.
Nicki Minaj concert has officially started. Well, it started like 2 weeks ago, but you know, the season of the Barbs is here officially. That's all I have to say.
All right, Dion is on you.
Um, Final thoughts. Nah, I got nothing.
Father is on you.
I had a final thought and then I fucking forgot it. Hold on. Like I literally just had it. I want to see if I can catch it again. Let me see. No, not this. Oh, I guess what I can talk about is the fact that like a lot of people aren't as good with money as they think they are, and it is a really interesting phenomenon. It's really interesting to me, and the reason why I say that is because I saw a Twitter post saying that $120,000 isn't a lot of money.
Said 120,000.
People
Yes,
don't make that in a year.
yeah, but this, according to this particular woman, that's not a lot of money anyway. So you shouldn't be bragging. And of course, she got dragged hard.
Give, give me that 120,000 and watch the slew of things I'm able to do with that shit.
No, but like I think I'm bringing that up to say that I feel like a lot of people's depression and shit like that they only really like that because because they lack resources. It ain't
Well,
even them being depressed. It's just nigga, I ain't got enough to live, and it's becoming pretty common.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
I,
saying? So go ahead.
I think a lot of times it depends on how much bills or like things, because like the more money you make, the more bills you accumulate. So either they probably already make 120,000 plus or whatever, and so to them it's like, bruh, like my bills is 120,000 a year. So that's probably why they say, oh, it's nothing. Because I think there was like a post I had saw where they said like 120,000 now is considered to be not even middle class, to be like poor upper class or something. They said like where somebody who probably the most they've ever made was like, let's say $6 or $8 an hour, or $30,000 in annually salary or something. They probably see 120,000 and be like, oh, that's a lot. But when you start making so much money, you're gonna start spending so much money. You're gonna start buying ridiculous amount of stupid stuff. Then your bills is gonna start accumulating with stupid stuff. And then you're gonna be like, damn, I ain't got no money already. Now you living paycheck to paycheck on $120,000. Then you're gonna be like, well, I need to be making $150,000. Then you're gonna be spending $150,000 worth. Then you're gonna be like, I need to be making 500,000. It's like, well, if your spending habits is shit, it's gonna always feel like you ain't got no money.
But that's my point. I was gonna talk about the spending because it's just very interesting how $120,000 isn't a lot of money up to your standards, but that's life changing for a whole other person. The problem with money is that people don't fucking put it into perspective. They look at it in a lens that only they can look at it as, and then they disregard everybody else when it comes to what they got going on. And then they also like to create stigmas or, say some or impose some type of like, judgment on them because they don't have it as much as another person. But at the same time, like if we're all here to fucking make money, then what the hell is exactly the point of talking about it to a point where people can't relate to it anymore? Because at that point you're alienating, and if you're alienating, then the economy won't be strong because another man's spending is another man's income. So if everybody is spending money, then everybody is making money at the same time. It does not make motherfucking sense to gatekeep that from people. Or it doesn't even make sense to create it in a way where if we're having a conversation about who has more money than who, then let's also talk about which opportunities there were that they took advantage of to get there. Let's also talk about the fact that a lot of people who do end up making that money anyway, that shit can be taken away from them at any time, whether it's taxes, whether it's inflation. Like you saw what COVID did to the motherfucking economy. They had to print trillions. You feeling what I'm saying? And because they had to print trillions, prices went up because businesses all collectively thought they could make more money because now everybody's getting stimulus, everybody's getting unemployment, everybody's getting PPP loans. So, it's like a hot and cold thing. Like if you're taking a shower and you put the shower in hot and then you put the shower in cold all of a sudden, or like the heat from the water, gradually goes down because the water can't stay hot forever. And that's basically how they like treated the economy. So with all that taken into consideration, that was not the motherfucking conversation they were having material life. That hoe opened her motherfucking phone, went to the Twitter app, turned the bird brain on, and then say $120,000 is a lot of money with no context whatsoever. And I'm like, Nick, and just like what's it called? Dion said, nigga, shit, give me $120,000. All my problems will be solved today.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't
I
even
don't
about
even need
bills or
nigga,
nothing like
I
that.
don't even need that much. Give me 20,000.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Shit.
you gotta put that shit into perspective. It may not be a lot of money to you, but if somebody just gave you $120,000,
Dion,
do
I'm
anything
not about to
for
play with
that.
you right now. Not the 20,000.
I don't want to be. I'm not greedy like that. I want just enough to solve my problems.
We talking about annually, Dion.
Hmm.
Oh,
Oh,
I think he said that because I said if she got it like,
wait, making 125 $120,000 a month annually.
No,
Or,
no,
I
it's
mean,
annually. She's making $120,000 a year.
that's that's
Yeah,
still
but you said
decent.
just give me the
Wait,
20,000. Dion, you wouldn't be
okay,
able to
that's
survive off
different.
that
Hold up, hold up,
20,000
hold up, hold up. So you said 120,000, 125,000
a year.
a year. Let me see. So
If you're making 125,000 a month
120,000.
and that's not
So
a
no,
lot,
hold
then
on, hold
something
on,
wrong
hold
with
on,
you.
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Let me see something. Let me see something. So you said 120,000.
He's doing boy
That's
math. Give him a
That's
2nd.
12,000.
10,000. That's 10,000. That's about
20,000.
10 G's a month. I can live
Mm-hmm.
off that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's and again, shit. What I would need to survive based off of my own basic wants and needs, like what I would need to make annually. Shoot, I'd be satisfied with. I'd be satisfied with shit. Maybe 50 grand a year after taxes. Shit.
You probably do make 50K a year.
Yeah, yeah. Before taxes.
Yeah.
That's why I said I'd be happy with 50 grand a year after taxes. All right, government get they cut, and that's what I'm left with. Okay, leave me the fuck alone. Take your ass back over there.
Mm. I don't know her bills, but $120,000 a year, that's a lot. Now,
That's what
now
I'm saying.
if your bills is out of control, that might seem like change to you. When your bills is sitting up there. If you live in paycheck to paycheck at $120,000 a year, I don't know. The struggle is
You're bad with
struggling.
money.
Exactly. This- Now, if you taking care of your whole family, you taking care of everybody off of your 120, that's okay. That's you probably saying, oh, okay, that's not that much, but I don't know. 120, like 70K, 80K, 90K, 120, 150, 100, like 200,000. What was that? I was just watching Shannon Sharp. The guy said he made $2.5 million a year. I think that's crazy to me. I couldn't
And
even
what
imagine.
could you possibly need that much money for?
Everything.
But I couldn't even
I'm petty.
imagine like
I have
what
ideas, but my ideas are petty.
yeah, but like $2.5
That's
million
why I love
dollars a
you, Ray.
year.
Ray,
Like
all
at this
everything you want to
point,
do with that money involves doing something to fuck with someone.
No, because
I
you know when
swear.
someone say like you can't tell me what to do unless you pay all my bills, and I have that type of money to pay all your bills, and I'm gonna make you
mhm,
sign a contract, and I'm gonna make you do everything I want you to do. I'm that type of Betty.
but Steve Stout was
You know what?
27 years old making 2.5 million a year.
Yeah, he was
At
with Bad
this
Boy.
point, I should have owned every project. Like every project in the city, I should have owned that. Like his investment should have been out of control.
Oh, he was with Bad Boy. He was making that Bad Boy money.
No, he was signed to Interscope. He was an A&R, but I'm like 27 years old, 2.5 million. Like I didn't even know people was making that type of money at at that time.
Look at Casinat.
Yeah, but
Casinat.
I'm talking about you talking about in the early 2000s, the
Oh,
90s
uh,
during Nas in Jay-Z era. This
oh,
man was making $2.5 million a year. He was making more than basketball players was making a year.
yeah,
He said.
yeah.
Okay.
Especially during the music. That's when hip hop was blowing up. When Steve Stout was out there. Yeah, a lot of them people was making. Who else was making that type of money? Raven Simone. Raven Simone was
Yeah,
making it
but she was an actor. Actors, that was okay. Like that's
as an
normal.
A&R. A&R makes much as some of the rappers do. They're the ones that really make the money. They're the ones that be behind. It's like those are the people
They're
that really.
they're the ones who decide who does and doesn't get signed for one.
Yeah, but
That's like in basketball. You have your GMs and your owners and all that other stuff. That's the same
They're,
thing.
they're basically the hiring managers for the fucking label. They decide who do and don't get signed. A lot of the contract negotiations, depending on who you're fucking with, go through them.
I'm like,
You never heard of Steve Stout?
no,
Ah, okay, yeah. Steve Stout's an old name. Yeah.
I didn't even know his existence until the whole Shannon Sharp interview.
Oh yeah. If you anybody that's like really into hip hop know who Steve Stout is.
Yeah, I
Like
didn't mention the music that hard.
Mhm.
I can't even remember.
Especially
I can't even remember anybody lyrics.
shit,
So
especially if you know of a particular incident between Steve Stout and Diddy.
yeah,
no, I never heard of that man before.
yeah. I
Like I
heard
heard of Diddy because he done switched his
one of
name
those
many times.
he's one of those people you're not gonna heard of unless you're like really into the business or you really know like the people behind it. He's like Will Packer. Like if I tell you who the fuck Will Packer is, you wouldn't know. But the people know who the fuck Will Packer
Yeah.
is. And
I
they
didn't know who he was until Monique brought his name up.
yeah, and he's the type of
This
nigga that
week,
gets shit
okay.
done. He's
Like I
actually
know who what's his name is the guy who not radio but damn, what's that director name? He's like the big time black director. He made all the classic movies back in the days. He owns part of the Knicks.
Spike Lee?
Spike Lee.
Spike Lee don't own the Knicks.
Isn't
He
he
always
part
be at
owner
their
with it?
games, but
He doesn't
no,
own the
he
Knicks.
just always go to the games.
He's just a
I
big old
swear I
Knicks fan.
thought he was part owner.
No, he's just a big old Knicks fan. That's what he is. But yeah. What was you about to say about Spike Lee?
Yeah, like I know those people.
Oh, like you ever heard of Clarence Avant?
Who's that?
There's a documentary of him on the Netflix. It's called he's labeled as the Black Godfather. Like he's one of those dudes. Like if you need something done, you go to Clarence Avant. He's not mainstream. He's one of those in the back that basically if it gets to him, it gets shit done. Let's just say that. That's who Clarence Avant is. So those are the people that I kind of like want to kind of inspire. It's like you got the people in the front like Diddy, and then you got the people in the back that make their money, and then you never know their name like Clarence Avant. That's
I want to be like that. I want to be in the back.
Right. Right. Rather be rich than famous.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't know. It's a lot of people in the industry I knew none of these existed.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Shit, you're not supposed to.
If you're interested in who Clarence Avant really is, just look up the documentary on Netflix called The Black Godfather. It will tell you everything.
I know Steven Spielberg.
Steven Spielberg.
Shit.
Yeah, even if you mispronounce his name.
Oh, Spielberg?
Spielberg.
It's Spielberg. You said Spielberg. You put in an extra S.
God bless you.
Oh,
The whole time you've been saying thought, I've been thinking you was thinking thought process. It was
Thank you. Oh my God. I was trying so hard not to say something about that. I was thinking that same shit.
But I didn't want to interrupt you and let you. I wanted to let you rock. But every time you said that, I was thinking thought process. I was thinking THOT. Thought process.
how do y'all say it?
Thought.
It's thought.
Oh,
So,
that's just too long.
That was
Thought.
so
long.
awkward.
Who else? Yeah, I don't know. There's just a
This
lot
big,
of these celebrities
this big
or
ass.
these like big name, but I'm big name people. I just don't didn't
Look,
know existed. So to tier 2.5 million at 27 years old, that's crazy. And now he's making millions and millions and millions more. But I'm like, for the girl who said 125,000 annually is not a lot. That is a lot. Now, if you have bad credit, yeah, that's nothing because you've already expanded your spending habit. So now you can't survive off of 125 no more. But that doesn't mean it's not a lot. It's just
Shit. I have bad credit. And I can still do some things with that type of money.
yeah, that's different though. That's the thing is she's been living in 125. She's been spending in 125 and now she can't survive in 125
I
no
don't know how
more.
you can't survive at 125. You
Let's
just
just let's say imagine okay, for the longest you was only getting 20,000, 20,000, 20,000, right?
hmm
And now you just moved up to 30,000. And so for the longest you've been getting 30,000, 30,000, 30. So now you start spending in the because you was already spending in a habit of 20,000 and it was now you was struggling in 20,000. So now you move to 30,000, you spending in 30,000 and now you struggling in 30,000. Now you need 40,000 to kind of like, offset to pay off some of your bills, but then you still spending the money you have. So now you can't survive in 40,000 no more. So now you need to get a job that's paying over 50,000 so you can be able to pay off some of your bills, but you still spending in 50,000. And so now you can't survive that no more. So now you need to keep going up. If you've never figured out how to tackle your spending problem, you never even regardless of how much more money you make, you're gonna always need to make more money to offset the fact that you have a bad spending habit.
sounds like she was trying to keep up with the Joneses.
Yeah,
Not
but that's
just
the thing, Ray. That's most people. That's
yeah.
my issue. Most people fucking think like that and then have the audacity to call other people broke. I'm like, bro, I don't care how much money, how much income you have, nigga. You're bad at managing money. I'd rather be a good money manager working at
Mhm.
McDonald's than like rich and I need to hire people to fucking manage my money for me. Cause then they can just take some shit off the top and they already know you ignorant as fuck when it comes to your money because you think the only thing you gotta do is just fucking make the shit. You feel what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And like these be grown ass people talking like that. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Why and like why is this such a common thing? Just saying some random ass motherfucking them, oh man, that's not a lot of money. I'm like, nigga, bro, I don't care if somebody is struggling hard enough, that money is fucking life changing. And the fact that y'all be saying that type of shit is not okay, especially in a country that doesn't even know how to manage its own money in the first place.
Shit, niggas in debt.
That's what I'm
Crazy.
saying. Like, bro,
But 120 should be now minimum. Like I'm to survive in this society, the way this economy is moving, 120 should now be minimum.
Should be, but is it?
Cause I remember Hawaii when people used to be like $10 for milk in Hawaii. That's crazy. Milk is up there in America, not in Hawaii. But
Shit.
eggs is the I remember eggs used to be like a dollar and some change.
Yeah. Now I'm about to go rob chicken coops.
And you go to like some foreign country, you'd be like, yo, this is highway robbery. Like, how are y'all surviving? But in America, it's that expensive.
Yeah.
Like regular chips, these 25-cent bags, a dollar. What is more air than chips in that bag? You can't be charging me a dollar for 8 pieces of chips or
Sound like
75 cents.
sound like me when I bought rapid snacks. for the ice cream truck. They nigga said $1.50. I said, what? $1.50? I ain't never spent $1. But
Like
no,
niggas get in vending machine business, going to Costco, buying the variety packs, and then restocking them 25-cent chips for $1.25.
Father, you finished with your final thought?
I am finished with my final thought.
I think Father's final thought was a good one.
Thank you,
Well,
material.
who that girl is that wrote that post? How
Hold on,
much
I'm
she
gonna read
making
it.
annually? She better be making $150, 150,000 annually before she sit here and be pretending.
Oh yeah, she better. She better be making something. I said,
Yeah,
but
like you can't be making $60,000 talking about some 120 ain't that much. Girl, if you don't get the hell off,
oh, I
Yeah,
see
so
a
the
lot of.
tweet was no 9 to 5 is paying you more than 120K a year and it's 2024. That's
that's
barely a lot
lying.
of money unless you live in fucking Vegas. But if you live in New York, Atlanta, Miami, that ain't no money. You got to live in Texas with that shit.
That's a damn lie.
And yo, let me tell you something. It got 2 likes and there's over 200 replies of everybody calling her stupid.
Yeah, because she is stupid. She must be living in damn Mississippi or Alabama.
But my thing is, she's wrong. You can make 120K a year and live in any of those cities as long as you're not stupid.
Yeah, but the way she made this, like you talking about no 9 to 5. Then I just said, Steve Stout said he worked. He was making 2.5 million at 27. That was a 9 to 5 job.
Mm.
Child, I think some people just love to hear themselves talk.
Oh
Bruh.
yeah, that's the bad part about social media.
You
Everybody
want to
has.
know what? You want to know what's funny? It's she's a barb.
Oh what?
A barb.
She's a barb.
It says it on her bio.
Yeah, that's terrible. To think that no 9 to 5. So what she think corporate America is?
I don't know what she want to think anymore. To be honest with you,
What does she think what does she think the CEO is of a corporate 500 company? Like, does she think he not working a 9 to 5?
nope.
What do she think the guy who works at like for the Department of Sanitation?
That nigga broke, so it don't matter.
Let's be. Most waste management workers are not broke. Even the guy who damn near cleaned the porta potty and like that's like goes around with the porta potty in the trucks and drain them out and clean them and like let's be honest. If you really go look at some of these incomes for certain job positions,
I just think most people don't know how economy that do not know how the economy works. There's a
or
lot of
they don't want to be in certain trades because you looking at it and you look at poop a scoop and you just like, oh, okay, you think, oh, that's a janitor. But let's be honest, these maids is making six figures because they charging about $45 an hour to clean your house. Some maid services cost $60 an hour to clean houses. Some of them are living maid services or nannies, and they literally get free rent plus they getting paid.
yeah, they living good.
I'm like, so clearly she must make about 20, 30,000 living in the land of delusion, which I live into. So it's not like she living in there by herself. We kind of half of America live in the land of delusion. But to assume that no 9 to 5, even lawyers who work for a firm, like just because the person owns the company, and if they're smart enough, they'll become an employee of the company they own. But when you live in the land of delusion and you assume to be so smart, man, you need to send me that damn post. Tag me in it, Father. I want to see. I need to see because this hoe is just dumb. Tag me in it. I need to see, and I want to read them comments because I know them comments juicy.
Hold on. I have
Who was
the.
it on? Was it on Twitter
Yeah, I'm gonna post it in the
or
chat.
X? My bad.
Yeah, it's in the chat. It's in the JT chat.
Mm.
Okay. For my final thoughts, I'm going to be doing some reviews for a couple albums I've been listening to, like Schoolboy Q, and probably one for the Vince Staples show. Because I did end up watching that too. So be on the lookout for that. And everybody just stay black and beautiful. So that's my final thoughts. I would like to thank everybody for jumping on the podcast as usual. I would like to thank all y'all for listening to hear us talk our shit again. This is You Know What? Let me just say podcast, and we are signing out. Peace.
Bye. Yeah, bye.